Hey you Legacy Leavers, this is James Preston, the man behind Legacy Leavers, and today I just wanted to give you, my loyal subscribers, some real value and just give you some life lessons around reaching optimum productivity. And I don't mean that to say that you're not reaching your optimum productivity, but just for me, I get asked a lot because I have so much on my plate. I'm a pastor, I have a family with a son and another child on the way at the time of this recording. I run Legacy Leavers, my passion. I work at a big radio station here in Durban. I run two other businesses as well on top of that. So these are all things that I'm passionate about, and I love all of these things. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it. That's really something that I believe in. You must do what you love. But having said that, I have so much on my plate and I get asked a lot, how do I do it? And often I do, I'm not going to lie to you, because of my nature and because of my personality type, I do get overwhelmed at times. And that's why for me, holidays are essential, days off, drawing away, those are essential. But I do get asked a lot, how do I do it? How do I get through everything that I do? So I just wanted to share with you, my very, very valuable subscribers, just some of my tips, and hopefully it'll help some of you, probably not all of you, because I'm sure many of you have reached where you are in your life through what works for you. So if you have other things to share, email me or leave a comment on the YouTube video here. It'd be great to hear from you. And anyone else, if you're watching this video after August 2015, then that means I have released it to the public, and I would really encourage you to subscribe to the Legacy Leavers newsletter because I like to give my subscribers a lot of value. Every week my subscribers get a very, very packed email, a message from me with just some advice for the week, and then packed with some of the best content, the best inspirational content from around the internet. So I really value my subscribers and give you guys lots of exclusive content, well, as much as I possibly can anyway, and I want to give you more. So that's what this video is about as well. I want to give you, this one's opened up to you, my subscribers, before anyone else. So let's go through some of the things, how you can reach and how I reach optimum productivity. So firstly, it is based on a couple of things. Firstly, David Allen's Getting Things Done, the very famous video and book by David Allen, Getting Things Done. I'll be honest with you, I didn't read the whole book. I listened to the audio book and only got through about 2 chapters, I think it was, because to be perfectly honest with you, I found his voice rather boring on the audio book. I have so much material that I need to listen to, and well, that I want to listen to, and so if it doesn't grab me, then I move on. But from those 2 chapters, I got so much out of it, and then a good friend of mine, Dave Betts, had also read the book, and he gave me a few summaries based on the book and what I picked up. So it's very much based on David Allen's Getting Things Done, combined with a technique that I found on the internet a couple of years ago called the Pomodoro Technique. I think Pomodoro is Italian for tomato, I think. You can look that up, but it's called the Pomodoro Technique. You can see it over there for the spelling. And so how I get things done is based on those two, and a combination of those 2 techniques. And I'm not afraid to share that with you and say where my sources are. And then my tools and some of the influences as well. ToDoist is an app on my phone and on the web. ToDoist, there's a free version. It's amazing. I don't pay for the premium version. All I need is the free version, and it is incredible. I love online-based things, and ToDoist is one of my favorite tools. And then I combine my email with an IFTTT recipe. If you've never heard of that, go check it out. IFTTT.com. IFTTT stands for if this then that. And so I have an IFT recipe where if I star an email in my Gmail, again it's online, I don't do the Outlook or the Safari, the email thing on my Mac. It's all based online. I love cloud-based computing. And so whenever I star something in my Gmail, it automatically adds it to today's to-do list. and that means I can get to it later. And so I use IFT and email a lot. And then Sharma has been a huge influence to me over the years, over the last about 4 years or so, just devouring his content. He's one of my favorite productivity gurus and goal-orientated and visioneering gurus, if you like. His stuff is just incredible, so you must check out his stuff. And then whatever works for you, whatever tools work for you, use them. It's all about finding the tools that work for you, and hopefully this video adds to that. So let's get to it then. How do I do it? The first thing is plan your work ahead by putting it in a bucket. David Allen calls these things buckets. So for instance, ToDoist could be a bucket. For me, pieces of paper and ToDoist. So a piece of paper is a bucket, very much so. So I'm going to give you a little insight into what I do and how I did today. So today you see there, I wrote down, I just sat down this morning after coming out of my radio show. I sat down and wrote down what I need to do for the day. So it was archive a specific email someone, email someone else. So I opened up with some admin things, pay somebody, plan my Legacy Leavers video, record and upload it. Then I need to buy some data, and so I got all these things. Write my newsletter, email some people, create some new content on the blog, a couple of things all the way down to the last one, which is ask a team about something, So that's my to-do list for today. I then converted all that to ToDoist. And you can either do this a week ahead. Some people like to do this a week ahead on a Monday. Some people like to do it daily. For me, it depends, but most times I'm doing this daily because the following day, using my ToDoist, all the stuff I don't get to stays on my ToDoist, and I just carry it over the next day. So for me, daily works, but you can do this weekly if you prefer. So that's my bucket, both the paper, and I then put it onto ToDoist as well. Those are my two buckets, my paper and my ToDoist. Then allocate these things and allocate the timings of these things using the Pomodoro Technique. Now the Pomodoro Technique is amazing. Go check it out. Just Google Pomodoro Technique. I hope you can see the spelling there. Pomodoro, Pomodoro Technique. Google it, go check it out. And it is an incredible technique based on scientific research that we are most focused for 25 minutes at a time. And then those 25 minutes, if we can do a focused session of work in 25 minutes, we have a short break, or when we know there's a timer which is ticking down to the end of those 25 minutes, we get work done better. And on top of it, we become accustomed to know how many Pomodoros or 25-minute blocks it takes us to do things. So I've been doing this for about a year, maybe just over a year now, and so I've become very accustomed and used to how long it takes me to do things. So I allocated all my to-do list things to Pomodoro. So the first 3 things I knew would take me 1 Pomodoro, and then the next 3 things I knew would take me 2 Pomodoros. The next 2 things I knew would take me 2 Pomodoros. The next thing after this, which is write my Legacy Leavers newsletter, I know takes me at least 3 Pomodoros, so that's a total of 1 hour and 15 minutes, 3 times 25 minutes. I got to email some people, that'll take me 1 Pomodoro. Create a content upgrade for Legacy Leavers, that'll take me 2 Pomodoros, etc., all the way down, right down to preparing a Sunday morning sermon. I'm actually preaching this Sunday morning at my church. That's going to take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pomodoros. So I know how long it takes me to do various things, and I allocate my timing so that I know how long I need for the day. And so I just write down, and what I do is I create the number. I don't know how well you can see that over there, but I write the number down, and I've got 2 tick-off options. The one tick-off is once I've done the item. The next tick-off is when my Pomodoro goes off. So right now, on my phone, I have my timer set for 25 minutes, and it's a countdown timer. The Pomodoro must be a countdown timer, and I have the Pomodoro counting down, or my timer counting down there on my phone. And so when it goes off, I'm going to be ticking off number 3 over here when it goes off. So there's 2 tick-offs. One is the actual item, and the other is when my timer goes off, and then you get through. And then once you know you've only got, so today, I know I counted down, and I wrote it down somewhere, it was, how many was it? 12. I've got 12 Pomodoros for the day. Once I hit 12, that's it. So whatever I haven't done, by the time I hit 12 Pomodoros, then I move it on, which is my next point over here. Create, well, actually it's my fourth point, so forgive me. But the third point is create your optimal environment. So you've allocated your timings, you've planned your work ahead, then create your optimal environment. I'm a focused person. I need to focus. I need a quiet environment, or I don't work very well with conversation around me and things like that. So I like doors closed. I don't like to know that there's somebody listening to my conversation, or somebody could just pop in and say, hey, how's it going? When that Pomodoro is going, I don't want to be interrupted. I want to be working. So I like a place where I can close the door, or I'm not going to be interrupted. So whatever works for you. It could be a coffee shop. I don't mind a coffee shop where the only person interrupting me is a waiter. And then what I do is I put earphones in. I have some concentration music on my phone, which I downloaded, and some great stuff on Apple Music. Just search in your Apple Music if you have an Apple, or wherever. Concentration music. And so classical music, they've got sort of white noise sounds like waves and birds tweeting and all that kind of stuff, incredible stuff. You just put in your earphones and you put it really loud, and you can't hear anything around you. You just hear either a piano playing or these ambient sounds, and you can't hear anything else because you can only hear those. And it's very relaxing, and it helps you to focus. So find your optimal environment where you are going to do your work. That is key. And fourth and finally, don't stress. And that's what I wanted to come to. Adjust. Right? You want to adjust. So coming back to what I was saying just now, if I only have 12 Pomodoros for the day, and once I get to that 12th Pomodoro and I've only done the first 5 on my to-do list, then that's okay. The next day I will readjust, and I will know for the next time how long it's actually going to take me, and I can plan better and better. The more you do this, the better you get. And so don't stress. Hey, you know what? If you didn't get through everything, just hang on and move it all to tomorrow. So I'll keep this piece of paper, often I'll keep this piece of paper and I'll move it on to the next day, and then I'll take it off and move it on to the next page, and then in my Todoist on my computer I drag it down to the next day, etc, etc. Or I see that one's just taking too long, I've dragged it over too many times, I'll move it over to the following week and I'll get to it on the Monday. So don't stress, adjust, and then rinse and repeat. Just do that over and over again, and you'll find yourself getting through your work in the most incredible way. And be productive, because at the end of the day, if we are productive with our lives, we can achieve so much more in changing the world and leaving a legacy. So this one's to you, my loyal Legacy Leavers subscribers. Thanks for being absolutely awesome. What are some of your suggestions? How do you reach your optimal productivity? Leave some notes there in the YouTube comments section, or you can email me, james@legacyleavers.co.za. You can also sign up for the Legacy Leavers newsletter. Just go to the website. There's a ton of boxes for you to sign up and add your email address to our newsletter list. It'll be fantastic to have you on board. Until next time, this is James Preston telling you to leave your legacy.